So, we have a song here from a cover band that I play in, and we actually haven't done this song in a while, but it's a cool song anyway. Long Train Running. I think it's Long Train Runnin. I'll have to check that. R-U-N-N-I-N with apostrophe at the end. I don't think it's I-N-G. So, a little bit of improper grammar, but oh well. Long Train Runnin' by the Doobie Brothers. And they were really big in like the 70s and stuff. And had a lot of big hits and everything. So anyway, Long Train Runnin'. It's a really cool song. And it has some really cool, it's fairly easy chords. But it does have some slightly unusual chords and some slightly unusual movements within chords. So I thought that that's kind of neat. So anyway, let's get right into it. So the intro is based on a G minor 7 chord. Okay, so. Yeah, that's how we're going to do it. Okay, so the G minor 7 that I'm playing is the open G, 2nd fret on the C string, and then 1st fret on the E string and 1st fret on the A string. So. Yeah, that's a better way to do it. Okay, so what I'm using is, normally I would just play it with my first finger barring across the 1st fret on those last 2 strings, but I'm actually going to use 2 separate fingers squeezed in there. It's kind of a tight squeeze, but because what we're going to do is lift up the fingers on the C and the A strings so that we end up with that open, those 2 strings open, holding down the 1st fret on the E string. Okay, so the intro and the little thing based on the G minor 7 is so it's fingers off, so I'm strumming with my fingers off and then slamming my fingers down on those strings to get those notes to come out. So like, and so. And with little kind of rhythmic sort of hits on the strings with no real chord being, so I'm muting a little bit with my right hand, the palm of my right hand, in lifting a little bit off the frets but not off the strings with my left hand, so that you get a, instead of the actual chord. Okay, so that's the G minor thing. Okay, so the intro. Okay, and that's the whole first verse. Then the chorus is a C minor 7, which the way that we're going to play it here on ukulele is just barring across the 3rd fret, all the strings. So C minor 7, then the G minor thing again. Then E flat, which I'm barring across the 3rd fret with my pinky on the 6th fret of the A string. So that's an E flat. Then a D sus4. I'm sliding everything down 1 fret. That's a D. But a sus4, I'm adding a finger onto the 3rd fret of the E string. Okay, and that makes it a D sus4 chord. Okay, it's a D suspended 4. And then I lift that finger up and get a D. And then we're right back to the so the little chorus part is and then right back to Then the next verse is the G minor 7 thing again. Then the chorus. Then the next verse has sort of hits on the G minor 7. So, dun, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then C minor 7 is the chorus. G minor 7, yeah. And then I think there's like a little guitar solo that's over the chorus stuff. And then a verse, I believe with hits again. And then a chorus, same again. It's just verse and chorus, the 2 parts. That's the song. But again, dynamics. If you listen to it, the verses, although it's virtually the same thing, G minor 7 all the way through, if you listen to the dynamics of the song, first off, it was a big hit, so clearly they succeeded with the song. It's, people liked it. But if you listen to it, I don't think ever really drags because they're changing it up for the sound and everything for the verses, even though it's still the same chord throughout the verse, G minor 7. First off, there's the, which is kind of like a funky little rhythm to it and everything. And then there's the verses where it's just the hits and things like that. And then the choruses are short enough that although they're the same all the way through, each chorus, it's so short and catchy that it doesn't really matter. That it's the same thing over and over and over. Which really most choruses are anyway. They should be catchy. Then the ending, it does do a little bit of a sort of retard where it's the C minor 7. It does like a little C minor 7 thing, and then a little vocal part. Where would you be now? And then right back to the pretty simple. So that is the whole entire song. Nice and easy with some interesting things that you can do with a chord, like say the D chord. So it's a D sus4 and then a D. Or the G minor 7 thing with the little hammer-on bits. So, although technically when you lift up your fingers, it's not a G minor 7 anymore, but it's really based around the G minor 7, same type thing. There's a lot you can do with notes within a chord, little hammer on and pull off things, and with dynamics of a song. And so that's, I think, really, not only is it a cool song and fairly easy to learn, but it's a good lesson in dynamics and what you can do with just a small handful of basic chords. Aside from the ending of the chorus, it's really two chords, G minor 7 and the C minor 7. So fairly easy. But anyway, there you go.